video, I'm going to show you 3 ways, and that's free in French, it's not like that. 3 ways you can make your own vocab liste de vocabulaire, and I will also show you how you can use them to test yourself regularly. A simple way to create your vocab list is to write them by hand. I strongly recommend that you make 2 columns for that, so one for each language, for example, the French on the left-hand side and the English on the right-hand side. That is to make testing easier for you. So if you want to test yourself, you can use a book to hide the words in one column and uncover them as you go through to check your answers. Another way you can do is hide the entire column, one of the 2 columns, by folding the paper, and you can even try to write the answers on the other sheet of paper that you place behind. You can use both sides of the sheets, so I think it saves more paper than if you were doing flashcards. If you were making flashcards by hand, you can actually buy sets of flashcards, blank cards in the office furniture stores. But I think this is a very good way. And the reason why I say to keep 2 columns separate is that because if you don't, I've put the French in black and the English in blue to show you where the problem would be. If you put them just in one line, it becomes harder to test yourself because the words are not of the same length. So you will see the answers and it's just not as efficient. So this is the system that I was using when I was living in China and I was learning Chinese, and I really had to keep up with the with the Chinese vocabulary. I really couldn't fall behind because there's a lot of memorization work. So I was doing this column system, only to make smaller columns and save paper, I had divided the sheets of paper into 3. So I would write the French here, and I would fold the paper and I would put the Chinese here, both in pinyin and in Chinese characters. And I was doing the same for the back of the paper, the French and the Chinese. And I have books and books of this, and that's what I was using. It was really fun to learn and very efficient as well. So give it a try. Open an Excel spreadsheet. I've seen some students use a Word document, but the Excel spreadsheet will allow you to do more things, to play around with it a little bit more. So I've already opened the document there, and I've just resized the first few columns, a wide column, a more narrow column, and another wide column. Here I'm going to create one vocab list, so you can create one vocab list per document, or you can use the tabs and create a new theme for each new tab, and so you will have all your vocab list in one document. It's up to you. So you can actually click right here or double click, and you can rename it. So for an example, we're going to do vocab list about the environment. Here you are. And in my first column, I'm going to write my vocab here in French. So, environnement. I used the more narrow column to put what type of word it is. So, environnement, oh sorry, there's an E there, is a noun, and it's a masculine noun, so it would be very important to write whether it's masculine or feminine so that you can learn that. And the English in the third column, environment. All right, I'll make a few as an example. So I will go with effet de serre. Do you know what effet de serre is? So it's a masculine noun. Effet is masculine. Serre is a greenhouse. So the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect. So there are two nouns. I'm going to do recycler. This one is a verb, and it means to recycle. Okay. Now I filled quite a few words for you so that we can play around with the list a little bit. So again, you have all the vocab about the environment. Your list should be longer, but again, it's an example. The type of word it is, so we have an adjective there, some verbs, masculine noun, a feminine noun, and the translation in English. So the reason why it's interesting to have it in a Excel spreadsheet is that you're going to be able to test yourself. For example, if you don't want to see the French anymore, so select the first column and the second column as well, click right, and you can click on hide. Voila, so the first two columns have disappeared, and you can test yourself by trying to again reduce the environment. It was environnement, and I think it was a masculine noun, no masculin. Greenhouse effect, what was it? Effet. So I'm going to make a mistake here voluntarily. Effet de gaz, let's say, and I'll say it's feminine, etc. So you can test yourself here, and then when you're done, you go here. You need to see like the arrow that goes left and right. Click right and click unhide. Oh, where is it? I'll do it again. Only one column has appeared, so unhide. Here you are. So then you can check your answers. You can even decide to hide this column to make them closer. Okay, so this one was wrong. You can even decide to highlight it or to choose a different color for it, etc. So that's quite nice to do. If I undo, another thing you can do is do some sorting. So for example, if you want to sort all the feminine nouns and the masculine nouns and the verbs, like make some groups. So when you want to sort, you can just click on the cell in the column that you want to sort and use this sort and filter. Sort A to Z, for example. So here your vocab is sorted. So you can also decide to sort by alphabetical order. Here, sort A to Z. Here you are. So that's the second way you can play around with your vocab list. Go to Quizlet.com. You will need to create an account, but that is completely free. Once you are logged into your account, you can see the different sets of vocab lists that you have created. So let's make one together. Go to create a set, and we'll call this one the environment. I'll enter just a couple of words as an example. So couche d'ozone, that means ozone layer. Just click that it's French. So now you can write with accents if you need to. That's very convenient. And the English would be ozone layer. Détruire, see, I'm going to use the I accent aigu. Is that English? Yes, it is. Donc, I accent aigu, détruire, to destroy. once you're done entering the vocab for your list, scroll down and click Create. Voila, so you have your new list. You can sort the words in alphabetical order, or there are a lot of functions that I'll let you explore. But to study, to do your revisions, explore the top row. So you can review with flashcards. Let's turn the audio off for the moment. So if you click to flip, you get the translation. You can also decide to activate the sound, to look at the English first, to see both sides of the card at the same time. So heaps of options there. You can also test yourself a little bit more formally. So here you need to write what is global warming in French. That would be réchauffement climatique. That's correct. So a nice way to learn. There is also the test, so different types of questions to change things a little bit. And finally you have scatter and race, which are games. So definitely a fun way to review your vocab. So here you are, 3 ways to make your own French vocab list. But feel free to experiment and find the way that works the best for you. Don't hesitate to let me know how you're doing, if you notice some improvement or if you have your own method. You can send me an email to jessica@frenchaway.com.au. I read all emails. Good luck with your French studies, bonne chance, and thanks for watching!